one all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. Welcome back to Morocco. If you didn't see my last video, I just spent the last 4 days driving here in my Ferrari 360. Late last night, I took this thing to the edge of the Sahara Desert. It was an epic moment and another incredible story of my time with this car. But the adventure continues today because whilst taking this thing to the sand dunes of the desert was one of the inspirations behind this trip, the true inspiration came from a photo I saw on Instagram. A few months ago, I was just scrolling through my Explore page when I saw this twisty piece of tarmac threading its way through this kind of rocky gorge, and I went, I want to go there. And turns out it's here in Morocco. So yes, today we're leaving the desert behind us, heading west across the high Atlas Mountains to check out some of Morocco's best and highest, potentially most dangerous driving roads. Well, welcome to the Gorge de Dadez. I gotta be honest, I'm still not fully confident in that pronunciation. There's a part of me that thinks that maybe it's the Gorge de Dades. That sounds way too much like sort of Breton tour for me, so I'm going with Dadez. Now this awesome road essentially follows the Dadez riverbed all the way through the gorge. It goes on for miles. And while so far it's been way more built up than I was expecting, from what I saw on Google Images, at times it gets very remote and potentially very sketchy. Kind of wish we were doing the entire route today, but up against it timing wise. So we're actually heading to a very specific and quite short, actually very short section of the road. But whilst it's short, it's pretty much the whole reason that I came to Morocco. So I'm super excited to get there and check out whether it lives up to my expectations. I'm a bit nervous so far because, yeah, this is not what I thought it was going to be, but let's keep our fingers crossed, people. Still got 10 kilometers to go till we get there. This is it then. This is the reason I really wanted to come to Morocco. This very short section of road that is being dug up currently. Right. Okay, interesting. Huge hole in middle of road. I think road workers are confused. Well, let's hope it gets better from here, even though I know there's only one. Ooh, squirmy. And two. And three. Switchbacks. I think that's it. Could be it. I mean, I've got no traction. It's a joke. I don't know if it's just the heat or the tarmac, but this is a fairly dramatic road, I have to say. Getting here was not. Oh, there's another switchback. There's another switchback. I'm not done yet. Hold on. First gear again. Oh, this one's a steeper one. Yeah, this car does not want to grip, and I really don't want to go over the edge because it's a low. Oh, there's another switchback. Oh, this road's much better than I realised. I thought there was only 4. It's like 6. Oh, someone's gone straight on there. Look at that. Someone's gone straight. Okay, take it easy, Sam. Yeah, this car really wants to throw me off this verge, but there we go. Genuinely, that's it. I'll explain more when I pull over at the very conveniently placed coffee stop at the top of the road. Now it's making a bit more sense, isn't it? Well, that right there is the image that I saw on Instagram, which is obviously epic, and this section was hilarious fun, but it sort of alludes to a much more remote and epic driving road than actually is the reality, because as we know that way, well, it's just very built up. That's no bad thing, it's just given me a chance to explore Morocco a bit more and see a different part of this country. But yeah, maybe it's that old adage of don't believe everything you see on Instagram, because it's just this section, which is fun, but once or twice. So I reckon we probably need to crack on. Well, that's different. It's like a very aromatic, slightly sweet espresso. Oh, I think I'm a fan of that. Now, there are 2 routes from here over the Atlas Mountains to Marrakesh, 2 passes essentially, the Tizian Test and the Tizian Tichka. Now, as far as I can work out, the Tizian Test is still largely unpaved in many sections. It's actually often described as one of the world's most dangerous roads, so I was like, yeah, that's the one I want to do. But I read a few blogs, spoke to some people on forums, and the consensus was, even with the changes we've made to the 360, it probably wouldn't make it over the Tizian Test. So we're taking the Tizian Tichka instead. But that's no bad thing. It's actually the highest mountain pass in North Africa. It's 2,200 meters high, and it's still going to be testing in some situations or in some parts, even if it's not the Tizian Test. See what I did there? But yeah, it's a big route. We've got, well, 6.5 hours to go from this point until we get to the hotel in Marrakesh. So yeah, I need to crack on with my lovely Arabic espresso and then hit the road and go over the Tizian Tichka. I'm sure if I'd continued on along the Gorge de Dadez route, it would have got stupidly epic. But based on my brief experience, I'd say skip it and instead take the road that links the start of the Gorge de Dadez route to the N10, which I'm now on. Oh my god, the last 30 or 40 minutes have just been stupendous. Firstly, an abandoned stretch of road. I must have seen 2 cars the whole time, and just long flowing sweepers and pretty good tarmac. I've learned that most of the tarmac in Morocco is fairly bumpy. This is of constant vibration. I've got squeaks and sounds and rattles in this car now, which I've never heard before. But it's fine. You just have to watch out for the odd pothole or uneven surface. But that road was, oh my god, I think the best road I might have done all week, because you're just in the middle of this vast expanse. It's been the thing that's really surprised me about Morocco, is just how huge it is and how many of these sort of great plains you have in between massive mountain ranges. It feels like a sort of lunar surface. It's absolutely spectacular. But yeah, that road just had me buzzing. I was like, this is amazing. So good. This is cool. These are all the sort of film studios. Obviously so many Hollywood films are filmed out here in Morocco because the scenery is fantastic, but obviously you can also make this place look or seem like many other places, prehistoric places. So yeah, they shoot a lot of films here. And actually I went past something earlier which looked like it had old film sets in it that you could go and visit. I was half tempted to stop, but Anyway, we are now on the N9. This is the start of the Tizi and Tichka. We've left Wazate? I never know how to say it. It's got an OU at the front, but apparently that's a WA. So yeah, this marks the start for me going in this direction. We've now basically got 200 kilometers up and over the mountains to Marrakesh. At the moment it's still massively flat and otherworldly. It's also super hot. Let me check my temperature readout. 96 degrees Fahrenheit, which, well, that must be approaching 40 degrees Celsius, right? Yeah, that's warm. I can feel it coming through the glass. This is not solar protective glass. It's basic 2002 glass that lets all the heat in. But the air conditioning is continuing to be fantastic, and all of my engine oil and water temps are exactly where they need to be. So yeah, no issues for the car. Just a bit sweaty in here. Onwards to some higher heights. This makes quite a lot of sense, and hopefully some cooler temps to improve, not that we really can, our views even more than this. Up we go into the mountains. Well, this is an interesting start. I guess they're doing some work to the Tizi and Tichka. And yeah, health and safety around big roadwork projects in Morocco, different to the UK. I just keep coming across massive diggers just coming towards me in the middle of the road. Yeah, probably the sketchiest road conditions we've encountered so far, but I guess all part of the adventure. Still very low down. I've only been on the road for about 30 kilometers, so a long way still to go. I hope it's not all going to be like this. I'm not sure there'll be many things left on my car. I'm kind of waiting for a bumper to fall off. Oh my god. Well, here we are then, at the top of Morocco. I've made it to the summit of the Col de Tichka. I found out that this road was actually built by the French, although I don't think it's been maintained by the French. So much roadworks. I know I said that the Tizi and Test was one of the world's most dangerous roads, but today the Tichka felt like one of the world's most dangerous roads. I mean, I saw a truck in the ditch, and that was least of my concerns. It was full on, but we've made it up here. There have been some great tarmac smooth sections as well. It's a beautiful day. It's a bit windy up here, but that's because we are very high. We've still got about 100 kilometers to go down this way towards Marrakesh, but yeah, car's getting some good reception, and actually the road is really not that busy. It is 4:30 on a Monday, and I was expecting a lot more traffic, but no, it's been pretty chill. A few tourists, a few trucks, things like that, but lots to enjoy. There's actually some good shops up here at the top, with fossils and minerals and things like that, but I think instead I'll jump back in the car and continue on down. Well, this seems like a pretty good place and a pretty good way to wrap up what has been an epic adventure to Morocco. I have loved every second. Honestly, this place has blown me away. I think I've said it multiple times. You're probably getting bored of me saying it, but that's just how much I've loved this experience. I'm coming back. I'm 100% coming back. I'm going to give myself more time. I've moved through this country at such a rapid pace that I feel like I've barely scratched the surface in terms of exploring it. Yes, I've found some great roads, but there'll definitely be better ones, but also there'll be more places to explore. I didn't even get a chance, for example, to go into Old Town Fair, something I've always wanted to do. I was literally there for, I don't know, less than 12 hours. So yeah, next time, come back at a slower pace. Would I come back in the 360? I think I probably would, because I just adore exploring places with that car, but maybe a sort of GTS car would be better suited to the kind of road setup here. Something like an F-Type. Should be keeping that car, shouldn't I? An AMG GTR and an M3, a 911, something like that might be more appropriate. But yeah, the roads have been way better than I expected. It's only every now and again that you come across something, you know, loose, like going up the Tizzy and Titchka earlier today. But yeah, it's just been amazing. I highly recommend you do it. If you are in Europe or in the UK, it's been so straightforward and so easy. It just feels like visiting another country within mainland Europe. So I highly recommend you do it because the people are amazing, the place is amazing, the scenery, the roads, the food, everything is fantastic. One of my new favorite countries. I hope you've enjoyed the content, this video and the video before. The adventures with the 360 do not stop here. Tomorrow I'm getting the ferry back to Spain and then up into Portugal for a big event happening there, which I'm really looking forward to. So subscribe now, turn on notifications. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any of that future content, and I'll be back with you very soon.